Hey guys, in this video you're going to see me taking on two frigates. So I'm in Deep Null. Let's go ahead and get the video started so we can start moving here. You can see there's a Tyrannus and a Jaguar right here. I don't think they're together because the Jaguar is up at a tactical. So I'm just going to keep moving through these systems, and you're going to think a Hawk cross-jumped. There's the Tyrannus. What I'm doing is I'm back in Fade, which is pretty deep nullsec. It's not the deepest of nullsecs, but I'm 15 probably jumps from the nearest high sec system. So I'm pretty far back there. Typically back, once you get this far back into nullsec, you're talking mostly ratters and miners. The occasional roaming frigate that'll roam through and try to snag somebody. And then you have people that are just moving through their space, going from one station to another, doing their everyday stuff. They're typically starved for PvP, so as soon as you come into a space like this, Space Monkey space for example, they put out a call on Intel. They put out a notice on Intel and tell everybody in the Alliance that everybody that's in the Intel channel for this area, and they say, warning, there's a hostile, neutral, and they know what you're in, Pilgrim, and they'll tell everybody that you're in the space. It's best to try to conceal what you're in for as long as possible because you don't want people to counter you. So, if at all possible, try to conceal the fact. I think they've already seen what I'm in, so there's nothing really I can do about that. But what I can do is I can keep moving through their space. Try to be unpredictable. Don't stay in one place for too long. And in general, what I would do most times when I would do this kind of a roam, this is one of my roams where I picked a spot on the map somewhere really far away, and I just went. And 20 jumps, 50 jumps. I'd sometimes do 2 hours straight of just jumping system to system, looking for opportunities. And I can't stress that enough. PvP is all about opportunities. The more experience you have, the easier it is for you to spot opportunities. But nonetheless, you're not going to learn what those opportunities are until you have that experience. And just to pause here for a second, and just to reiterate that, when I first learned the PvP, there's a lesson I learned that we're about to talk about right now, and that is never engage on a gate unless you know what's on the other side or have a pretty good idea. So in this case, you can see I've landed on a gate with a Jaguar, and I don't know what's on the other side. I don't want to just start engaging blindly this Jaguar, because for one, he's on the gate at 0. He can jump through no problem. He's not committed to the fight right now. I need him to red box, really ideally, to force him to fight me. So it's not a smart idea for me to fight him right here. It's better for me to jump through and see what's on the other side. Now I learned that from when I first started learning PvP. I basically learned the PvP flying the Tyrannus. And like I've said before, you know, I bought like 10 Tyrannuses and flew them until I lost them all. But I probably did that 10 times with the Tyrannus. When I was learning, I put in serious effort to learn everything I could about the little things like this, you know, don't engage unless check the other side of the gate first. Oftentimes I'd come to something like this, say, yes, I want to fight the Jaguar, jump through, check the other side, jump back through and fight the guy. It's better to be safe because I died so many times not knowing what's on their side. And that's just also to reiterate how important it is to have repetition and to watch yourself, record yourself, get Open Broadcaster. It's on the website, it's free. And record yourself. It makes a big difference to go back and see your mistakes. You will always make mistakes. No matter how good you get, you will always make mistakes. Even if no one else can see them, you will be able to see them because it's just the way it works. I make mistakes all the time. So what I decided to do there is I decided to approach. Now there's two things I could have done. I could have played like I was scared and tried to run away from him, or I can approach assuming that he's going to fight me. In this case, I was pretty sure he was going to fight me. So I've got a Crusader and a Jaguar here. They each do maximum 200 DPS each, so a total of 400 DPS. Once I get my tracking disruptors on them, I'm going to put one tracking disruptor on each target. And one mistake there is I put all 3 newts on the Crusader. That was a mistake. I need to get 1 newt onto that Jag, although I'm freeing up one now. And then I got the tracking disruptor. So that's going to remove pretty much all of their DPS. And you can see now the Crusader's down. He dropped like a rock. Easy. Interceptors go down so fast. Assault frigates, particularly the Jaguar, can take a while. If it's a passive Jaguar, one that's a shield buffer tank, like I would recommend, medium shield extender, perhaps an invul, which may or may not help against the energy neutralizers. Would still help with the passive effect. So now I need to get a point on him, get the drones on him. The reason I'm moving away from him isn't because I'm scared of him or scared of his DPS. I'm in the armor Pilgrim here, which can tank overloaded close to 400 DPS. I think it's 357 or 360 or something like that. So I can tank his DPS all day. But my concern is that there's 16 other people in local besides me. I don't know what's coming in. These guys could say, they could have from the very beginning of this fight been yelling out in their intel or on their comms, we have a Pilgrim tackled, help, help, we have a Pilgrim tackled. And all these guys are undocking and warping to me right now. So in this case, I want to be particularly focused on a couple things. So let's do this. I want to be watching this here, the overview or the directional scan and the overview, and I also want to be watching his range. So my video just messed up. I've got to figure out why it does that, but we're going to get back to that same spot. Okay, so right about there. Alright, so to get back to what I'm watching the directional to make sure nobody else is coming in on me. I'm watching the overview to see if he's got me pointed and what his range is. I'm also watching right here the locked target. The one thing to be concerned about is you can see that he still has his propulsion going, although I think it just shut off. If he's smart at this point, and I'm moving away from him because I want to be as far from the warp in as possible when and if his buddies arrive, I need to make sure he doesn't get too far and I lose points. So you can see I'm pretty sure I turned back in on him and approached, noticing there's nothing on directional to be worried about. Oh, now there is. So now I've got an Ishtar and an Astero coming in, both the drone boats. I can drop the Astero really quickly, and the Ishtar I can either newt or, it doesn't really matter. He's not a big threat for me. I can always just newt him and run away. But he would be a good amount of DPS on me. I would have fought the Astero had he stayed. 100%. Now you see it has taken a while to drop the Jaguar. I've moved considerably farther away from him, and that might have been a mistake, but now you see maybe it's not a mistake. There's a Golem on the field. Now I can do nothing against a Golem. I didn't notice that in my scan earlier, but I must have seen it at the time of this video, because otherwise I wouldn't have put so much space between me and this Jaguar. A Golem versus a Pilgrim, even in a 1v1, you're not going to win. Just not going to happen. Your newts are going to help a lot, but you're still not going to win. It's the duration of the fight. If you did win, it would take you 30 minutes or something, or an hour. So there's no reason to even play with the Golem. Get my drones back. I'm in deep null. So my main priorities here are a little bit different than they would be if I was fighting near my home or near high sec or near NPC null sec. It's very hard for me to resupply out here, so I don't want to lose drones, and I don't want to take too much damage to my modules or something where I don't have enough nanite paste to repair them, or I don't want to burn them out, because then I have to make the 15 jump run back to high sec. So I got a Crusader. I didn't quite get the Jaguar, but it's okay because I disengaged. You poke the bear, get whatever you can, and run away. That's how it goes. That's what the Pilgrim's all about. It's disengage and disappear like a ninja. You can see I'm cloaked up now. He doesn't know I'm here. I'm back to looking for targets, and I can say from memory that this very night they kept trying this trick several times, and I'm pretty sure I got several more frigates off them before the night was over. So you can do camps in the Pilgrim. You can just camp out in someone's home system, or you can go on long moves and just, or not moves, roams, and cover huge swaths of space. Go all over the deep null into these people's systems. Even if they're not undocked when you first go through, they're likely to undock when they see you, because they don't get a whole lot of action in. You know, you could get some good fights against frigates and other stuff like that.